going to talk about Kentucky because, well, that's where I live. Kentucky's law books are a little like a time capsule filled with head scratchers. Lawmakers from way back when cranked out a whole bunch of rules, and let's just say some of them haven't aged as well as fine Kentucky bourbon. While their hearts were probably in the right place, these laws are more likely to make you say, "What?" Then, yes, sir. Get ready to dive into the weirdest, wildest laws the Bluegrass State has to offer. We're talking laws so strange you won't believe they actually are real. Buckle up, because this legal safari is about to get wacky. Starting out with our countdown at number 10, you cannot throw flowers at a public speaker. No matter how captivating their speech is, no matter how great their performance was, if they're up on that stage, you can't throw a flower at them. You can stand, you can applaud, you can even shout, "Amen!" But apparently tossing a fragrant rose is a step too far. You also can't throw rotten eggs or tomatoes at speakers, no matter how bad their jokes are. Everyone knows tomatoes are best when slathered between mayo and 2 slices of bread anyway. Moving on to number 9. In Kentucky, you're considered sober until you can't stand. That's right. According to an old Kentucky law, as long as you can still stand, irrespective of the amount of alcohol you've indulged in, you're still considered to be sober by the state. Even more unusual is that Kentucky has one of the most stringent drinking and driving laws in the U.S. But don't think that your attorney is going to get you out of a DUI just because this is on the books. Number 8. In Kentucky, 3 times is the limit on marriages. No word on why anyone would even consider so, but it's against the law for a woman to marry the same man more than 3 times. You might think that the relationship was punishment enough, so don't try it the 4th time, ladies. Number 7. You shan't stink. Alright, this is a law that everybody should agree with. All Kentucky citizens are required to shower at least once per year. While today's dermatologists say a shower every other day is best for your skin, many people make it part of their daily routine, easily meeting the annual requirement. But if you don't meet it, you could go to jail or get a fine. Be clean. No stinky. Number 6. It's against the law in Kentucky and several other states to keep ice cream cones in your pocket. Before automobiles changed the way we traveled, most of our ancestors got around on horseback. Along the way, some would-be travelers would spot someone else's horse and try to lure it away by putting an empty ice cream cone in their back pocket. This is a true story. Because of that, a law was written, one that still applies today, that forbids you to carry an ice cream cone in your pocket. So kids, don't try this at home. Hey, maybe try a carrot instead. Number 5. In Kentucky, bikini-clad ladies required police protection. And until this law was recently repealed, bikini-wearing women weighing between 90 and 199 pounds couldn't walk down a Kentucky highway without an officer or professional guarding them. The weight restrictions seem a bit odd, but we're sure the lawmakers' intentions were in the right place and focused on the women's protection. But only if you were 90 to 199 pounds. If you weighed more or less, no protection for you. Number 4. Pretty much every other state in the country would not care about this law. However, in Kentucky, if a woman fancies a hat, she has to get her husband's permission first. Women in Owensboro may be fashion experts, but if they find a hat they particularly like, they need to obtain their husband's say-so before making the purchase, according to this Kentucky law. Can you see this flying in Kentucky? I don't. So I don't know who came up with this, but there's no way in hell any woman is going to let a man tell her what hat she's going to wear. Ladies, what do you think? Number 3. Congratulations, Kentuckians, this is no longer a law. However, it was. So what you do on Sunday is now your own business. While this law has been since repealed, in the past, you could be fined $50 if you were found to be working on a Sunday. Clergy members, athletic game officials, and certain businesses were excluded from the law. Again, this one's no longer here. Number 2. Hey guys, I know you love to hunt. In Kentucky, it is a law that you have to stop your car before you hunt. This has to be among the weirdest laws in Kentucky. Let's say you're riding down the road, minding your own business, and you spot a 10-point buck grazing in a field. Before taking aim at your new big meal, you have to stop your car first. The same applies if you're flying a helicopter, riding on a scooter, hitching a ride, or on a semi. You simply cannot hunt from a moving vehicle. Unless, of course, you spotted a whale. That's right. The only exception to this law is if the elusive game animal you're after is a whale. Think about it. Someone actually made the exception for whales. Kentucky hasn't been underwater since the Devonian period, roughly up to 419.2 million years ago. Remember, stop, drop, and shoot. Don't do it while you're driving. Number 1, the one you've been waiting for, the strangest laws of Kentucky: no serpent handling in church. That's right. If you worship a higher power, you have to keep snakes, lizards, and crocodiles and turtles out of it. Kentucky law says if you use a reptile of any kind during a religious service, you could be fined up to $100. Now, to me, if there's a snake there, I'm not going to go anyway. But if this is your thing, you could get a $100 fine for doing it. And I guess that applies to every single person in the church, or maybe it's just the people that's handling the snakes, but it wouldn't be me. I can promise you that. And that was the top 10 strangest laws in Kentucky from Wizard Productions. This is Matthew. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Let us know which state you want us to hit next, what subject you want us to cover next. Just put it right down there in the comments, and we'll get you taken care of. And as usual, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that little bell. Y'all take care now, you hear?